Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel and this live stream today showcasing the Aerosoft aircraft CRJ version 2. Well, welcome all of you guys here in chat. Canary Air VA, welcome aboard. My good friend Rand Cooley, welcome. Glad to have you with us this evening. N1, welcome. Dougal McTavish, Mr. Valero, hello there, my friend. And of course, Boeing Corp Mike. Hello, my friend from Logan, New Jersey. Thank you very much for your support. Boeing Corp Mike, appreciate it. Gibby, welcome aboard. Captain McGee, welcome. Evan, MN Sports Fan 88 Cutoff, welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being here. And I'm very pleased to bring this live stream to you today. I'm not sure if the aircraft has been released or not. I believe that it has been released, but I'm not exactly sure about the timing. But the guys over at Aerosoft has provided me with early access to this aircraft, which I already own, and I own all versions of the aircraft. So I was very pleased to see that version 2 has finally arrived into Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024, possibly one of the better smaller jets in the sim by Aerosoft. The previous version of the aircraft has had numerous issues, and this version of the aircraft brings a host of new features, integration with Navigraph charts, as well as many fixes and enhancements. Visually, the aircraft is nothing short of high fidelity when it comes to the texturing of the aircraft. Again, a very nicely textured aircraft with a lot of attention to detail. This is the 900 variants. I've chosen the Lufthansa livery today for our short flight to Vienna. And as you can see here, Aerosoft, by the way, is a company that has been one of the oldest developers in this hobby. They do a lot of other things, including, flight sim, but they have numerous contributions. Their Airbus A31920 for FSX and P3D was one of the most loved aircraft in the hobby back then. They unfortunately haven't been very successful in the deployment of the A330, but nonetheless, this CRJ is an aircraft that I personally like, and I think that they've done a very good job with the overall development of this add-on from the texturing perspective, from the simulation of systems, and just the features overall. I think it's an enjoyable smaller jet that you can fly in short hops with. Again, nice rendition from the outside, and if we hop into the cockpit here, let's see if we can go. There we go. And as you can see here, again, very nice rendition of the CRJ cockpit. The textures are really of the highest order in this model. And here, as you can see here, very, very nicely done by Aerosoft. Here you can see the beautiful leather stitching here on the armrest, and the rest of the panel here. The overhead panel is again done very, very well in my view. Really texturing, I think they really done a very good job with the texturing. They always have. Aerosoft has always been known for creating 3D models that are authentic, that are high fidelity. Some glitches here and there, but nothing too serious. Normally very, very nice models. We can also go to the passenger cabin, and you'll be very pleased to know that there is a fully modeled passenger cabin aboard the CRJ. Quite a long aircraft, isn't it? So very, very nicely done in terms of the texturing overall. Definite improvement over the previous version, and everything is definitely looking in order and very representative of the real world counterpart. Now, some things can use some improvement but in the passenger cabin, but as you all know, the passenger cabin is not something that I'm a big fan of. If it's there, then yeah, I welcome it. If it's not there, it's really not a big deal for me. I know for some of you, it's like a huge thing, but for me, this is what's most important, is the cockpit, the 3D cockpit. This is where all of the all of the magic happens, if you will. And yeah, today we're gonna be flying a short hop to Vienna. Here's our flight briefing today, and again, we're gonna use our excellent Navigraph charts. And of course, as you all may know already, that the Q8 Pilot channel is powered by Navigraph. We are going to be departing Munich, Germany today, runway 26 left through the Kurt 3 Sierra departure. And we are going to be cruising at, I believe, 29,000 feet. And about 46 minutes later, we will be arriving into, 29,000 feet. 46 minutes later, we'll be arriving into Vienna. And specifically through the Mauser 3 Whiskey arrival, runway 34. Hopefully, we'll have a nice flight today. And we're going to be taking a look at, all the various parts of the aircraft. So, as version 2 out, it's supposed to be out today. So today is the release date, but I'm not sure when exactly the aircraft is going to release. But today is the day of the release, according to the information I have from the guys over at Aerosoft. So the EFB has also been upgraded with, the usual from Aerosoft. Very nice electronic flight bag, full integration with SimBrief, full integration with Navigraph charts. And you can see here that we have the full checklist here. As you can see, from the originating to the terminating checklist, the flight plan is something you can fetch from SimBrief. You've got your performance data here where you can set the aircraft weight and balance and set the takeoff speeds. The aircraft's, you can visually set the aircraft's ground elements from the ground power unit to the service doors and what have you. And you can also set the aircraft states as your heart desires. You can also perform maintenance here of the aircraft, which is, again, a nice addition. You've got the Navigraph charts here, which we can use the FMS plan to display. Let me just zoom out here a little bit. There you can go. We can see the aircraft here. We are at Munich, and full integration, again, with Navigraph charts, and then a host of options to help configure your experience, including the RS alignment time, flight director modes, whether you want to have the course synchronization and nav synchronization, kilograms, metric and imperial units, and so on and so forth. And we can also go to the next page here where you have, again, you can calibrate the throttle. We'll worry about that a little bit later. We can load the sits and stars with the flight plan, or you can leave that off. You can load the perf data. What I do want to set is coupled VNAV available. So that is something that I want. And we can leave the sits and stars, I suppose. We can just say off there, and we'll load them ourselves. So a host of, you can also check for Navigraph updates, which is, again, a very nice feature, so that you don't have to, if you've forgotten to update the Navigraph database, you can always come here. You can also check this to let you know whether a Navigraph database update is available or not. Similar to what we've seen on the Inabuilt aircraft, I think this is a really nice feature. It allows you to update the database on the fly, not having to exit the sim and come back to it. So, delayed a week, really? Oh, wow. That I didn't know. April 1st. Oh, that I didn't know, guys. So we still, the embargo has been lifted. So looks like we don't have our pilot ID set. So let's go ahead and set that. I believe mine is 42103. 42103. Okay. And we'll see if it's either 42. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's 42103. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to be very quickly verified here once we import our flight plan. So let's go ahead and import our flight plan. So import flight plan. And indeed, that is the correct ID. And I have now the flight route here. And you can view the operational flight plan here. Why is it not allowing me to do it? I do not know. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to go and say send to FMS. All right, well, let's power up the aircraft and come here a little bit later. Maybe you need to power up the aircraft to use these functions. So let's come over here, and the first thing actually we're going to do is we are going to go to the aircraft here, and we're going to turn off, connect the ground power unit. So first we need to set the chocks, and then we click here, we connect the GPU. We're going to open the door and deploy the stairs, and that is nicely animated here on the outside, as you can see. There we go. Excellent. And next we can now start powering the aircraft. So let's bring up some electrical power. We have the electrical power here, so we're going to turn on the battery master and then AC power. And now we have electrical power set to the aircraft. Next, we are going to come over here, and we're going to do the fire detection test. And next, we're going to turn on the nav lights. Perfect. Let's turn on the boost fuel pumps, and we're going to come here, and we are going to power fuel for the APU, and then click start here to start the APU. We'll give it a second here and wait for it to start. Doesn't look like it started, but let's see if we can do it here. The APU doesn't seem to want to start. Let's turn on the hydraulics. 3A, 1A, and 2. We'll leave 3B for now. And I'm not really sure why this is not starting. Again, all the weird things happen during the stream. Turn on the middle lights. Turn on all the lights. It doesn't show if it's available to start. Huh. All right, well, if we come down here, well, the lights are on, and the nav lights are on. So what lights do we need to turn on? Make sure AP door is open first before pressing power. Oh, XP72, welcome aboard. All right, let's do that. Okay, let's click here. AP door is closed. All right, so why is the AP door closed? AP door open. Okay. Aha. Thank you very much, XP72. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, my friend, and welcome. All right, so I guess things are starting now. And let's see, EGT rising, APU, brilliant. Okay, next up, we're going to go to, the APU is now available, brilliant. So we're going to turn on the air conditioning. The fan goes on, and this one goes on air. Wing anti-ice, we will leave alone. We'll put the windshield heat to low. The probes we can worry about after we start the aircraft and we're ready to taxi. Let's arm the emergency lights. Fasten seatbelt signs and non-smoking signs to auto. And everything else here is looking good. Perfect. Okay. So let's cancel the master caution. Let's come back to our flight plan. And now it looks like we can look at the operational flight plan. Again, nice addition to the electronic flight bag where you can look at all the different information here, so you can jump to the relevant part that you're looking for. Company NOTAM, I guess that's because we're here. Yeah. So again, nice addition. Not that I will need it there. We have Navigraph charts, so we're good. Not public yet for download, unfortunately. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to release it today. So it looks like it's been delayed according to what you guys are saying. So we're going to say send this to the FMS, and we're also going to say set payload and fuel, and that will take care of everything for us. So if you go to the performance, we'll have all the numbers there already set for us, and we can also set all here and set our speeds automatically. So you have all the speeds set automatically for you. Let's go ahead now and take a look here, and we're going to go to the initialization. So let's go to index position in it. We are at Echo Delta Delta Mike, and we're going to select the current FMS position and set it there for the FMS to initialize the IRSs. Let's move this away and let's set the IRSs to nav. Right, and next we can go and say execute. Perfect. Now we're going to go to the flight plan. We have the origin airport, Echo Delta Delta Mike, destination Lima Oscar Whiskey Whiskey, and we have everything else here. So we're going to go to the legs page. Let's go to the departure, and yeah, we said we're going to load the runways ourselves. So we are going to be departing today. Runway. Let's see. Keeps telling me not used. All right, 26 left. And we are the Kurt 3, so let's go to the next page, Kurt 3S. There we go, and we're going to execute that. And next we are going to go to the arrival into Vienna. We are arriving runway 34, so let's go next page, next page, and next page. It's an RNAV approach, it looks like. Previous page, yeah. It's an RNAV approach. Oh, what did I do? Okay, so RNAV, and we're just going to select vectors. That's fine. And the arrival is the Maso 3 Whiskey. All right, so next page, Maso 3. There we go. And we're going to say execute. Perfect. Now if we go to the next page, we'll have the runway here. And we're going to just go here real quick, make sure there are no discontinuities. Looks like there is one there. So we're going to clear that, execute it, and then next page. And there we go. We have previous, that's, yeah, runway 34. Excellent. And then that's the missed approach. Okay, so everything here is good. And we are good here. If we go to the... if we go to the flight plan and go to perf in, now we can see that, why didn't it put all the information in there? All right, so let's go back here. We're going to say copy perf data into FMS, and let's see if that works. Yes, it does. And the final thing is here, the cruise altitude is 29000, which is flight level 290. And we're going to execute that. Perfect. Next page, you have the winds here. Climb cruise. Yeah, we can add the cruise winds. That's fine. 042115, 04215. And we'll put that here. And the ESA deviation is -2. So -2. There we go, and we're going to execute that. Perfect. And then next page, everything here looks good to me. And we are pretty much done here with the FMS. So very, very easy to set up with the SimBrief integration. Hello there, Carl. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Project Flight Lives. Welcome. Put the dampers on, or the plane want to crash on you. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Okay, so we are done here with this part, and we can now come down here and set up the central pedestal. So first we are going to come and turn on the yaw damper 1, yaw damper 2, stab trims channel 1 and 2, Mach trim is set, and if we also go to we have a CG of 22.7 and a takeoff trim of 6.3. So if we look here, we have 7.5, so that needs adjustment to 6.3. So let's set that up. 6.3. All right, 6.3 is now set. Here, let me just zoom in so you guys can take a look. There, 6.3 is set. And we are pretty much ready to go now. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and close the passenger door. So we're going to go to the aircraft, and we are going to retract the stairs. And once the stairs are up, we can now close the aircraft door. And now we can...
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
All right, thank you very much. Beacon lights are on, and the passenger announcement is now going on in the background. Okay.
Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display
Okay, we've set
safety
the
features.
Barrow 1017 in hectopascal as we are flying in Europe today. And we want to come actually here to the menu, MFD menu, and I want to turn on VNAV. So if we click here twice, we will get the top of descent, the climb, all the information that we require. So upon departure, we want to climb at a rate of 2,800 feet per minute, reaching our top of climb, and then we'll begin the descent in approximately 125 nautical miles from our current position. So very, very useful to have the VNAV, and we are going to be using VNAV today for the descent. So we'll see how that also operates so that we can take a look at all the features on the aircraft. Okay, the altitude is 29,000 feet, so let me come over here. You guys will be able to see it easier on this side. So let's see here. Let's change that to 29,000 feet. And then we'll be ready to go. Are you using lossless scaling while playing MSFS? No. I have frame generation. I have a 4090 graphics card, so I don't need lossless scaling. And I have frame generation natively in MSFS. Okay, so all is good here. And we're going to come here and let's see here. We want to make sure that this is set to... all right, so that's that. And the nav source is FMS1. All right, and we're going to come to the first officer's side. And this is set to FMS2, which is fine. And everything else is looking good. Okay, so we are ready now for push and start. And let's go ahead and bring up the GSX services. All right, let's take a quick look here at the outside. All right, so we need to go to ground services. Where is it? Okay, so we need to remove the chocks. So we're going to remove the GPU, and we're also going to remove the chocks. And now we are ready for push and start. Perfect. GSX services are here, and we're going to request push and start for departure. Right, we're going to use, we'll use Lufthansa. Why not? All right, I'm going to bring up some lights here. So let's bring up the lights, a little bit of floodlights as well, CB panel, and floodlights a little bit here, a little bit there. There we go.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, and the overhead panel as well. Things are kind of getting dark a little bit here, so we'll make sure everything is set up for our flight. Perfect. How have you been, XP72? I miss you, man. Any plans to attend FS Expo this year in Providence? All right, here's the tow truck pushing back. Yes, XP72 is the man. Please, guys, if you can put a link to XP72's channel, I would be very grateful. And XP72 is one of the best content creators out there. And if you like to learn how to fly and use proper phraseology for ATC, whether it's VFR, IFR, XP72 is your man. Excellent streams, very informative, very chill guy, down to earth, very humble. Just, he's a great human being other than being a great content creator. So, we are currently, how do we want to push? We want to push nose to the right. All right, so nose to the right, tail to the left.
Release parking brakes.
All right, parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, here we go. And we can now start engine. We'll start with the right engine. So there, press and hold. And now the engine's starting. It automatically shuts down the packs so that all the power is drawn to the engines. And we can take a look here, right? And we'll wait for 50. We'll wait for 20% N2 and then introduce fuel. Right, there we go, 20%. There we go. Excellent. You can see the engine starting now. Again, you'll notice a little bit of artifacts, and that is due to frame generation, so nothing wrong with the sim or the aircraft. If you notice that little thing there, it's definitely the frame generation. All right, so what do we have here? The engine doesn't seem to have started, is it? Have we done anything wrong here? Yeah, I'll definitely miss you too. Let's see what went wrong here.
Please set parking brakes.
All right, parking brake is set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
All right, let's see if that helps. Yeah, we can see the heat blur now. So first time it didn't want to start. It started now, so that's cool. And all right, so they want a confirmation of a good engine start. So let's go ahead and give that to GSX. Confirm.
Cockpit to ground. We
Excellent.
have a good engine start.
And
You
let's
can
start
disconnect.
the left engine now. All right, there we go. Left engine spooling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features and procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency. During an emergency,
All right, and let's go ahead and start the second engine.
in case of a drop in cabin,
Why is my
will drop from the ceiling and
speed brakes deployed?
unlocking gear. In the cabin during the evacuation of the aircraft, the walkway emergency
Right,
rods will
there we
display
go.
connections which are located in
Let's decrease the range here.
In case of an extreme emergency landing, you'll be instructed to get into the
There we go. That's better.
procedure by placing your head between your knees with your
All right.
tow truck disconnected. Bypassing removed. Electronic devices.
It looks like the second engine is now starting as well. Yeah. Lovely nav lights too. Carl Childers, welcome to Captain, my friend. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. All right. All's good here. Engines are good. And we're going to come here to the overhead panel. And let's see here. Everything here is good. We can turn off the APU. So that, and we'll click that to close it. Now we can turn on the 3B hydraulic switch, and we're going to turn on the probes. There we go. And what I'm going to do, just so that I don't forget, is we are going to come to the central pedestal here, and we're going to go to TCAS, and we're going to, okay, so it is on auto. And we are going to, let's see here, so standby, so we'll put that there, and that is going to change it to, Yeah, let's see here. I click there. Auto. Test. Traffic is on. Perfect. Everything here looks good. And we are good to go, ladies and gents. Okay. Do we need this comm radio? Well, we'll leave it on. We'll put it on standby, and we'll just leave it there. Okay. So everything is set here. And let's set our flaps to flaps 8 for departure. Our speeds are all set. And one other thing we need to do, we need to click here once. And we get takeoff there. Flight directors are on. We want nav. And we are pretty much good to go here. All right. Let's turn on the taxi lights. Taxi lights are on. And we're good to go. All right. Parking brake released. And off we go. Hello there, Alex. Welcome, my friend. Very nice looking aircraft, I have to say. You can also notice the wing flex there. This is one of the handcrafted airports by Asobo, and it looks actually very good. I do have a problem with some of the, actually a lot of airports in 2024 where it just won't load for some reason. I'm really not sure why, but I do have that problem with a lot of the airports. Some airports load immediately, some airports just don't work. I don't have the slightest clue why that is a problem, but I've noticed this since the recent update, Sim Update 1. All right, I've turned off all AI traffic, which is injected by Microsoft Flight Sim. I just feel that it's highly unrealistic, so I've turned it all off. And one thing I have noticed, I believe the issues that we have with the flight model or the sensitivity appears to be across the board. And I don't think that it is the aircraft. So the Inibuilds, A350 for example, flies very different in Microsoft 2020 as opposed to 2024. So I believe whatever issues you've been having, and I've been having, obviously, in with that aircraft and many others, has to do with 2024 and not specifically the aircraft. So I think the issue is across the board. I'm most likely flying this from JFK to Stewart. Oh, cool. All right, here we go. Everything is set up for our departure. Nicely crafted airport, being an airport that comes as part of the bundle. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I think they've also fixed the issue here where, you know, we used to sink into the ground. So I'm glad that that has been fixed. And there's 26 left right there. Right, landing lights are coming on, and these strobe lights are on. Now, I don't exactly recall. I know that we set it to set the power to toga. I did not set a flex temperature in the FMS, so we're just going to go toga. I believe you just push the lever here to toga, and then we go to climb, if I recall correctly. I think so, yeah. All right, so that's 26 left right there. At least we taxied properly to the runway today. Oh, so they found some bugs. All right, so that's the reason for the delay. All right, yeah, that makes sense. Right, we're just gonna go here for runway 26 left. There we go. Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff.
All right, so the cabin has been notified that we are cleared for takeoff and we're good to go. By the way, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for my guide for 2024, and I can assure you that it is coming soon. All right, here we go. We can't really use that language, Josh. We can't. Yeah, they're not a joke. I mean, if they release something that that doesn't work well, then you guys are going to go really hard on them. So they probably made a good call by delaying it a little bit. So we're cleared for takeoff, guys. Let's go. All right, and Toga. V1 is at 134. Far more stable than most of the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, this one. So very, very stable. All right, and V1, and rotate. Now it doesn't want to rotate. What is wrong? What is wrong? Huh. Is it that? No. Well, it's not rotating, guys. I'm not sure why, but it's not rotating. It's not moving. What is going on? Ah. Your yoke is not moving. Yaw damper is already on. What happened there? Abort. Yeah. I don't know what happened. But here's what we can do. Let's try to do this again, guys. All right. I will make sure that no, not EDDH, EDDM. I really am not sure what happened there. EDDM. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. Is it a bug? Is it my flight control not moving? I don't know. All right, let's do one thing. We're going to put the aircraft maybe, yeah, well, that's fine. We'll just put it there. That's okay. All right, well, let's see what happened. I really am not sure what happened. Is there a gust lock? No, there isn't. Check your flight model in settings. All right, well, we can check that in a second here. That shouldn't take us very long to start the aircraft and push back. Not the gust lock is for the dash, right? So let's do the following. The first thing we're gonna do now is let me go to the cockpit here, and was it the hydraulics maybe? I don't know. All right, well, let's come over here real quick, guys. We are gonna very quickly start the aircraft again. So battery master on, and we are gonna come here and connect. So in place, let's connect the ground power unit, and we're gonna go to AC in use. Everything here is good. Nav lights are on, and we're gonna turn on the hydraulics 1, 3A, and 2. Let's go ahead and turn on the fuel boost pumps, and then we're gonna turn on the power fuel for the APU, and let's see, make sure that the APU door is still closed. All right, let's cancel the master caution there. All right. Really, I'm not sure what happened with the flight controls there. I don't think there is a gust lock here. But yeah, maybe my yoke isn't working. Is that so? Let's do a quick check here. CPL. All right, and there is our... Huh. The controller isn't connected whatsoever. I don't see it. That's the problem. All right, let's try to fix that. All right, let's see if that fixes the issue. Aha. So, yeah, nothing wrong with the aircraft. It was my yoke that wasn't working. And, yeah, I'm not sure why. It was just completely disconnected. It works now. Okay, perfect. All right, let's see now and worry about the setup here real quick. So we are going to come here and let's turn on the power fuel. Hopefully it turns on now. No, that's not what I wanted to do. APU door is closed. Why is the APU door closed again now? All right, let's see if that works. No. Okay. Still says APU door closed. All right, well, let's do that. Let's come to the flight plan. Import the flight plan. Error. Accessing sim brief. Oof. That's not very good, is it? What's going on? Did it remove the setting? Option. Let's go to next page. Ah. All right, so 42103. It looks like there are some bugs that needs fixing. So let's say okay. Let's go to flight plan, import. Now we have it. Now we'll leave this here. We'll do the setup, then we'll do the FMS. Okay, so let's go to performance real quick. And let's see. Let's say set fuel and payload, send to FMS, performance, copy perf data into FMS. All right. And now I think we can do that. All right, so let's go to the index. We'll go to position in it. We are at Echo Delta Delta Mike. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't know my controller wasn't working. So we'll do an execute there. And next we're going to go to the departure. So we are going to be departing runway 26 left through the next page, the Kurt 3 Sierra, I believe. Kurt 3 Sierra, yep, indeed. And then execute that. Next, we're going to go to the arrival. The arrival is going to be runway 34. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that's the only one there. Okay, so that's an RNAV approach. So next, RNAV 29, RNAV runway 34. Vectors is fine, and execute that. And then we're going to go to the legs page. We're going to go... By the way, let me remove this. Again, I just want to do this in a hurry now. So let's make sure that we have the alignment there. And we want to make sure that we have no discontinuities. So there is one there. And we execute that. And then next page. And there we go. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the flight plan here. Perf ends. Everything here is set. So we'll set to 9000. And then we're going to execute that. We're going to go to the next page. Next page here. We'll leave that. That's fine. 3, and that is fine. VNAV setup, VNAV climb. These P's are fine. Next page, that's fine, and that is also fine. Perf, and okay. So we have everything pretty much here set up. So we're going to come down to the central pedestal, and we're going to turn on yaw damper 1, yaw damper 2, strap trims 1 and 2, and mock trim. We're going to come over to the weight performance data, and we're going to note 6.3 for the takeoff trim. So we're going to set that here real quick. 6.3. All right, 6.3 is now... come on. Come on. It is now set. And let's see here. We still don't have the APU, do we? Okay. So let's turn on power fuel. APU door is closed. Why is the APU door is closed? Let's see. Does it work that way? No. So what do we do now, guys? Don't forget to turn packs on. Click on the button, not hold. Okay, well, I clicked the button, and the AP door is still closed. The things that happen on stream are just crazy. All right, so not sure where to go from here, guys. The APU doesn't want to start. Well, you closed it. All right, well, here. Again, it's still closed. Ah, it's open now. All right, well, thank you, guys. All right, here we go. All right, APU is starting now. Bit confusing there, but thanks for the help, guys. Appreciate it. Let's arm the emergency lights, passenger signs, non-smoking signs, and everything else here is good. So we'll just wait for the APU to become available, and we can now set our altitude to 29,000 feet while everything is being... All right, it looks like the APU is now on. 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8. All right, 29. All right, perfect. So air conditioning coming on. There we go. That goes on fan. That goes on air. We'll leave the anti-ice alone. We'll turn on the windshield heat. We'll leave the probes for now. All right. I think we're good to go. We're going to turn on the beacon lights. Let's come back here to the EFB, and we're going to go to the aircraft. We're going to close the door. It's already closed. So we're going to remove the GPU. We're going to remove the chocks, and let's go ahead and push out of our position. Finally, faster start this time. All right, so we are Lufthansa. That's fine. All right, finally, guys. Crew, time out. Back to the departure lounge. Time for coffee. I'm sticking with MS 2020. It's a currently better sim than 2024. Yeah, that is probably an accurate assessment at this point. 2024 still needs a lot of time. Needs a lot of baking in the oven before it is ready for, you know, for some serious flying. All right, so we're getting the pushback truck now.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right, just bring some lights to the cockpit there. And we're going to do nose to the right, tail to the left. And everything now is looking good. SU1 fixed a lot. It's coming along well. Yes, it has fixed a lot, but still a lot to go. So, yeah. All right, so nose to the right, tail to the
Release
left.
Parking brakes.
All right, parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, engines are clear. Let's go ahead and start with the right engine. There we go. Packs are closed, engine spooling. And spoilers are armed. Everything else here is set. Let's set this one to TARA. ATC. Out reporting is on. And we're good there. Okay, perfect. Let's introduce fuel. All right, and we have the engine starting now. There we go. Excellent. Finally, we'll be able to, hopefully this time, depart with no issues. The admin of all these powerful classes, constructors and development techniques, along with features, demands have pretty much those. Yep. Okay, we have a good start on the right engine. Let's go and start the left engine. There we go. This aircraft has a heads-up display as well. I think you click here to bring it down. There you go. I don't like it, but, you know, it's there. Right, let's introduce fuel. All right, there we go.
Please set parking brakes.
All right, parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
And let's go ahead and confirm a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
We're going to set the range here, so let's zoom in just so we know where we're going. There we go. And flaps 8 for departure. Excellent. And we have a stable start on both engines. We can now turn off the APU and that should take care of that. All right, everything's good here. Brilliant. Finally, one thing we want, I think maybe in the options, it's probably, let's go to the next page. I want coupled VNAV.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And then I want to come to the MFD menu, and we're going to select the VNAV window here. So we have the information for our climb and top of descent. Perfect. And it looks like the tow truck is now disconnected. We can turn on our taxi lights. And we are ready to go once again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just wait for the hand signal there from ground crew. All right, hand signal received. We're clear on the left, clear on the right, and we're good to go. Right, parking brake is released. And we're good. Let's do a quick control check here, make sure everything is good, so that we avoid the problem we had earlier. And let's give it some power here. All right. Next page. Hello there, Stefanos. Welcome aboard. Looks like we're going to get to Vienna during nighttime. Again, probably a good time for us to take a look at the night lighting in 2024. I don't think that we've done that thus far since its release. So today probably is going to be a good day to test that out and see how well it is. Well, how well or bad it is, I suppose. I just feel that the night flight in FS 2024 are just really very uninteresting. But yeah, we'll test it out this time, and we'll see how, what it looks like. It's going to be a short flight. And I'm using the absolute maximum settings for everything in the settings today. So everything has been maxed out for this flight. Everything. All the sliders are at max. So this aircraft actually, in terms of FPS, this aircraft does very well. We can look here. We're getting about 112, 110 FPS with everything maxed out. So yeah, this aircraft is pretty good. Okay, so we're going to click here once we have verified TO, and we're going to click here on nav. We have heading TO. The CRJ was so much better than the default A320 when it was released. People didn't hate it back then. I don't think there is any reason to hate anything, guys. The community, I know that, there is a lot of toxic people in this community, and we have got to learn to enjoy the finer side of things. And when things are not so well, we'll state our opinion nicely in a civil way, and we have to learn to respect one another and respect the opinions when we disagree. And above all, we need to appreciate the efforts that those developers put forward. Those guys, again, try to make a living from creating fine add-ons for us to enjoy in the sim. And I think it is part of our responsibility as consumers to point things out where they need pointing out in a civil manner, in a respectful manner. And we need to be kind to one another, guys. That is something that, I've been getting a lot of comments that are insulting, to say the least, because of some of my opinions on Microsoft Flight Sim and the Inibuilds A350, for example. But the fact of the matter is, it will never change the way or my approach and my perspective on how I conduct my reviews. I'm truthful, I am honest to this community, and I will always speak based on my experience with any specific add-on. So yeah, we're gonna go to the next one here, next taxiway. That gives us the very beginning of the runway, and let's go ahead and turn on our landing lights and our strobe lights, which are right there. All right, perfect, and we're good to go. Okay, and this time we'll be able to hopefully all right, so
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff. Please notice the cabin lights have been turned off, as this is a normal procedure for a nighttime takeoff.
all right, so it has detected that it's a night takeoff, and so the note to the passengers, the message to the passengers, is slightly different than earlier, so that's cool. Those clouds are looking really, really good. Yeah. All right, here we go. Runway 26 left. We are cleared for takeoff, ladies and gents. All right, here we go. Some nice runway contours there. Then for realism. Okay. All right, here we go, folks. Toga. And we'll rotate at V1. Did we not set the speeds? I think maybe we did not set the speeds. They are set now. All right. Finally. Whew. Very sensitive there on the takeoff, right? Positive rate. Gear is going up. All right. More than 180. We can retract the flaps. And we can engage the autopilot, which is right there. Autopilot engage. And we can go to speed. We can increase the speed a little bit to about 240 knots. Actually, we'll leave it at 230. There we go. All right. That is a really nice looking departure there. Too many keyboard warriors who still live in their parents' basement. I love that term. Too many talented, yeah. Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. Look at that, guys. Wow, looks really good. Transition altitude, I believe we can set barrel to standard, don't we? Where is our... Let's see, it's somewhere here. All right, let me go down here. Barrel push for standard. There we go. All right. All right, let's take a quick look here at the overhead panel. Everything here looks good. And we continue the climb. There will be no ILS frequency once we arrive into Vienna. So, all right, 900,000 feet. Landing lights are off. And we can also actually leave that. We'll leave it on auto. How about that? We'll just leave it there. And we can disarm the thrust reversers and continue our climb to 29,000 feet. Well, we are above 10,000, so I'm going to push the speed now to, let's see, about 270. Right, and we're going to set the thrust levers to climb. There we go. Climb is set. Nav and everything. Those clouds are looking absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, guys. That is an absolutely gorgeous view there. I love the reflections in MSFS. I think it creates for, you know, a very immersive experience. Just looking at that and how it reflects there. You can see the EFB and the display here being reflected on the window, which is very cool. Why aren't we seeing the strobe lights? Aren't they on? I thought they are. Yes, they are. How come there are no strobes? Oh, they are there. But you just have to kind of zoom in order to see them. Huh. That's strange. Okay, let's put this up here so we can take a look. Now, the nice thing is you will be able to know exactly when are we going to descend. So we are approximately 10,000 feet from our top of climb, and then we are going to be descending in about 22 nautical miles. So very short flight.
Gentlemen, we are now serving sandwiches.
So it's going to be a short flight, but it should be sufficient for us to test out everything. And yeah, I do like the CRJ. I do like Aerosoft as a company. I know they've been through some hard times with their A330, but they've been around for a very long time, and normally when they release things, they are quite polished, is for the lack of a better term. So they do take their time. They have some of the best scenery for either simulator, whether you're like Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane. So I think they are they're a company that I personally like a lot, and I think they have done great service to the community over the years, and so they deserve a lot of commendation on their work. I don't know anyone personally there, but I know in FS Expo 2023 I met the CEO of Aerosoft. We had a very brief conversation, maybe 5 minutes or so. Very nice guy, very switched on, very smart. So yeah. Is there a CRJ for X-Plane 12 that you would recommend? The only CRJ that was developed that I kind of liked was the one by Javier Roland. That was the best CRJ in my view, and it had a really nice sound pack as well. There is another CRJ, but it doesn't really live up to, you know, to the expectation of the community, and it's definitely not one that I would recommend. So right now, unfortunately, we do not have a good CRJ for X-Plane. Some update to beta 147. Thanks indeed. SU2 beta is out. Oh, okay. Are you excited for the E145 and XR being developed? I'm always excited for any add-on being developed for Flight Sim. The only thing is, what I would recommend all developers for the Flight Sim community. Our community can be very harsh, unfortunately. So I think they need to be very careful about how much they hype up the product. That is because the more they hype the product, the more our expectation is going to grow over the course of the development of this add-on. And the more expectation you have, the more is your disappointment is going to be if that aircraft does not meet your expectation in the slightest way. So even if everything works fine, and then the add-on has really lousy sounds, but it was hyped up to and marketed to be one of the best and the best add-on, and you're not going to have anything better than this, and then your reality strikes, you're going to be very disappointed, and that's going to leave a very bitter taste in the community's mouth. So yeah, that would be my advice to developers. Take a balanced approach to marketing your product, to building up for it. It's good to hype your product. Obviously, you have a team that has worked very hard for it, and you want to receive, all the positive reviews and the comments from the community, but don't overdo it. And I think a lot of the developers recently have done that, which has resulted in catastrophic results. So yeah, problem is that the hype up is often not done by the dev but by the audience. There is a lot of truth to that, Alex. I do agree with you, but some developers, I'm not going to name anyone, but some developers do hype up just way too much. So yeah. So, we are almost at our cruise altitude, and everything else here is looking good. All right, here's the altitude alert, 29,000, and we are looking at a top of descent in about 91 nautical miles, so very, very short flight today, folks. AltCat, so we are there at 29,000, and we are going to use VNav today for the descent. So we want to see how this VNav works, and does it work well. We are doing an RNAV approach today, so we'll see how that works once we are at our destination. Right, let's take a quick look here at the passenger cabin. So let's go here to the back, and we are going to do maybe this wing view here. So we'll take this passenger. I think that is a nice view right there. There you go. How about that? Pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah. Nice time to fly as well. Look at the details on the wing, guys. Just really very, very detailed. Beautiful texturing on the aircraft wing. The sounds, by the way, are very nice as well. They're not bad. Underrated plane. I really enjoyed flying it in 2020. Hey, Island Sim Pilot. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. Now, folks, if you don't know who Island Sim Pilot is, he is by far the very best content creator for anything related to lossless scaling, to sim updates for Microsoft Flight Sim. So I highly recommend his channel. Again, if any of the mods can put a link to Island Sim Pilot's channel, please in chat. I would be very grateful. He is just, he's one of those really, excellent techies. And he goes to a great length to explain things. He's very detailed. He's very thorough. I've learned, by the way, a lot from you, Island Sim Pilot. So thank you very much for your contributions to the community. I really appreciate it. And yeah, please, guys, do visit his channel and give the guy a few hundred likes and subscribes. He deserves it. He does some very excellent work. And by the way, he is also always on top when it comes to the NVIDIA drivers. So he tests out everything, and he'll let you know, yes, do this, do that, update this driver, don't update, wait, here's a fix for this driver. He's just great. Yeah. He's absolutely marvelous. You deserve it, Island Sim Pilot. You really do deserve it. You do great service to this community. And, while we were looking at the wing view there, right, so let me go to manual thrust here. Let me bring the throttle back. Actually, let's do that. Let's see if we can we bring the speed down? Alright, let me first bring this back here. So we'll bring the speed down before we... Alright, so let me go to speed. Alright. Yeah, I think that's too much. Alright, there we go. And we'll just bring this back. Can't we use speed, guys? Yeah, auto throttle on the CRJ. No auto throttle, yeah, that I'm aware of that. So let me bring this back here. So I'll ease off on the power. All right, we'll leave it there. And we are about 55 nautical miles from top of descent. Right, that should bring the throttle. Right, speed should be good now. Excellent. All right, and we'll try to maintain the speed. Okay, 55, 51 nautical miles. Let's go back to the performance. So if we look here, if we go to takeoff and landing, we'll say refresh the METAR. Do we need reversers, landing weight, calculate the landing distance? So that's cool. Return to the load sheet, and we're going to say set all. So we've set the yeah. So set all, and now we have the VREF is 134. Okay, perfect. 47 nautical miles, and we're going to reset the MCP altitude. So if we come here and take a look at our flight, we want runway 34 at Vienna. Let's do cancel here, and then approach runway 34. So there is an ILS, but we did not get it there. There is an ILS, it looks like, for runway 34. Huh. You know what? We'll tune this frequency in any case. Okay, so we'll put 108.1. All right, so we're going to go to radio. I'm going to put 108.1 for nav 1 and 108.1 for nav 2. All right, and we'll worry about the approach course a little later. But since we have a frequency for 34, we'll just use it. That's our arrival runway. We did not get that. We only got the RNAV approach. So approach course is 339, and the platform altitude is 3,000 feet. All right, we are 39 nautical miles. So let's go ahead and change that to 3,000 feet. And then we're going to switch to the external view and take a look at some of this really nice looking scenery here as we approach our destination in Vienna. All right, 3,000 set, perfect. Maybe too much floodlight there, so let's ease off on the floodlights. There we go. I think that's enough. Looking nice, very nice cockpit lighting in the CRJ. Right, let's take a look here. Wow. I have to say, this is looking very, very nice and very immersive. But I can't get over the fact that you don't see the strobe lights unless you zoom in a little bit to the aircraft. So if I zoom out like that, no strobe lights. Yeah. All right. We are looking good. 28 nautical miles for top of descent. CRJ 200 has option for aftermarket auto throttle. Well, that's cool. I think the CRJ 200 was the one created by Javier Roland for X-Plane. They all require manual throttle management. Yeah. Hello, HD Sim. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right. Here is top of descent. We can see it now on the display here. So we can actually make this brighter. Oh, cool. All right. So if we look here, you see this is top of descent. We can see it here as well. Top of descent is in 2 minutes. 19 nautical miles, and it wants us to descend to at 1700 feet per minute. So we're going to see if the VNAV, if the aircraft VNAV will descend at this rate. If it does, we'll leave it. If it doesn't, then we'll use vertical speed to descend manually at 1700 feet in order to reach 3000 feet at Whiskey Whiskey Niner 71. And then we're good there. We'll be able to use the ILS. Though we put an RNAV approach, we can still use, I think, the ILS. So let me put this back here on legs page. And all is good here. If we go to... let's see, where do I want to go? Perf, VNAV setup, transition altitude, I don't think is that. Next page, descent, 290 target speed, transitional, well, yeah, that's fine, we'll just leave it, that's okay. We can put our fixes, looks like we can, secondary plan, we can have that as well, so that is modeled. Right, top of descent in 10 minutes, 10 nautical miles in exactly 1 minute from now. And tell you, this scene is actually looking very, very nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and click on VNAV. So VNAV is now enabled, and the aircraft should begin the descent automatically once we are at the top of descent point. We'll take a look here and see how that works. I like any aircraft with a T-tail. They look so cool. Yeah, they do. Right. So here we are at the top of descent mark. Right, 1 nautical miles for top of descent. And there you go. The automatic descent has begun. And if we note here, let's take a look. So VNAV works exactly as it should. We are descending at about 2.3, so that's 2,300. We'll give it just a little bit of time to adjust. And we're going to ease off on the throttle here. There we go. So we need to, so it's saying 2200, and that's what it's doing here. So if we look here, so the VNAV is definitely doing what it's supposed to do. Descending at 2,200 feet per minute, 2,300, so that's pretty close. So, yeah, so it works exactly as it should. Very nice cockpit lighting in the CRJ. Maybe we can bring down the floodlights a bit. Actually, what does this look like without the floodlights? Let's take a look. Not bad. But maybe just a little bit of floodlights there looks better. There we go. I'll leave it without the floodlights on the sides. I think it looks much better that way. And so far we're looking good, 2100, and that is 2200 now. So that's pretty, you know, pretty accurate according to what the aircraft wants, at least. Safe Flight Management Corp's auto throttle system now has been STC'd for installation on the Bombardier CRJ. Well, thanks for that information, Inzu. Thank you, appreciate it. I think it's the first time I see you on stream. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, I like that too, B3 burner. So far, I think this CRJ by Aerosoft is really an excellent aircraft. It's a lot of fun to fly, and it is quite representative of the real aircraft. I flew on the CRJ several times in real life, and by the way, the cockpit is an extremely confined space in the CRJ. Very the pilots were like squeezing themselves in, so very small space here to move around. But the aircraft was a comfortable aircraft. It was a short flight. I can't remember. We were in Austria. I can't remember where we flew though. But essentially a really nice aircraft in real life, and the rendition of it in the sim by Aerosoft, I think, is pretty cool. So I think they've done a really good job simulating the aircraft model, simulating the aircraft systems. Obviously, they've discovered a few errors here and there that they wish to address before it's released to the public, and this is something that, of course, we understand. I consider myself, again, very fortunate that I have received this early access on the aircraft, because it is one aircraft that I have a lot of affinity for. Alright, so it wants us to set the baro. Alright, so there we go. We have set the altimeter to 1016 and continue the descent towards Vienna. Looks like we're going to make a small turn there to land at runway 34, so we're going to have to configure the aircraft much earlier. Let me ease off there on the throttles there. I wonder if we can actually use speed so it would maintain the pitch. Maybe we can use that. All right, we'll ease off on the throttle here. Bring it back. Reduce our speed. I'm going to set the speed here in the FMS to 240. 134 is our VREF. The night lighting is looking very good, I have to say, yes. Here, let me show you one of my favorite views, is when you go back like that. There. A little bit up to the side. Just slightly down there. No. Up. There we go. This is one of my absolute favorite views here. I love this view, and it gives you like a, you know, full perspective on how well the cockpit is. Yeah, very nice indeed. I am, by the way, guys, going to be doing a review of the Warrior 2, the Piper Warrior 2 by Just Flight. I haven't forgotten that. I know I promised you guys, so that is happening. And also we are going to be taking a look at the SSG Boeing 747-8. Again, it has received an update. And also, I'm very pleased to let you guys know that the Rotate MD-80 has received a major update. And we're going to be taking a look at that bad boy as well in the days to come. I've loaded the aircrafts yesterday, and I was very pleased with the texturing and the modeling of the aircraft. I haven't started the aircraft yet, so I haven't flown the aircraft, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. So all of that is coming. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then, you know, hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. It really does help the channel. And if you want to be notified of the future streams and videos from the channel, please make sure that you hit that bell button as well and select notify all so that you never miss any notification for the channel streams and videos. All right, let's do that here. We're gonna add a little bit there. Okay, so that's 3-4. That's 10,000 feet, guys. We're gonna turn on our landing lights. And let's see here. We want to make sure these are all on auto, so I'm gonna turn these on. So we'll leave these on. Why is this off? Huh. We flew with the hydraulic off, but I'm sure I turned it on. What happened? I don't know. Okay. So we are at about 240 knots now. We're getting close to our destination. 3,000 feet is the platform altitude. There's, yeah, we need to configure the aircraft before we make the turn. So far we're doing well. Wow. Night lighting actually is looking very good, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe a tad too bright or too, I don't know. Something is off about it, but it does look good, I have to say. I think that's the airport. Right there. All right, the approach course is 339. So what we can do is we're going to click here, set this to heading mode, and then we are going to change this to localizer 1 and make sure this is set to 339. Is it? Yeah, it's already set, so we'll switch this back to, actually we can leave it, but let's do FMS1, right? And then we're going to go to nav and we continue there. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the range here. All right, we're looking good. 7,000 for 3,000. Does the logo light work? Well, we can find out for sure. So logo light on. And the logo light does work, it looks like, yeah. The minute you... some directions you see the strobe light, some directions you don't. Looks like here you can see it. There you go. Let's see if we can... yeah, if you zoom out, then you can't see it. When you start zooming in, then you can see the light. This is, by the way, not a problem with this aircraft. It's with all the aircraft in MSFS. I think it's something to do with the lighting system. Very nice 3D lights there. Very, very nice volumetric lighting. in MSFS. Yeah, very cool. Hey! Captain Canada is in the house, ladies and gents.
Hope you are well, my friend. Sexpo this year?
Unfortunately, Captain Canada, I will not be able to make it this year because my daughter is studying in New Zealand, and we're going to have to go and visit her. So unfortunately, there will be no FS Expo for me. I miss you, man. How are you doing? It's been a while. Of course, guys, Captain Canada is someone who needs no introduction. He is one of the best content creators. If you are looking for an authentic ATC experience and real-world operations, I highly recommend Captain Canada. And on top of that, he's a very dear friend of mine. So thank you, Captain Canada, for your support. 42 months. Jeez. Hats off to Captain Canada. Big shout out to you, my friend. Huge no floaties, as you always say. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Right, let's do, let me go here and change the range here a little bit. All right, so here is the turn. So once we turn, we can, all right, so we are looking good in terms of speed. Here is the turn. We are turning towards Vienna.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land.
All right, let's ease off on the throttles here.
And this is a normal procedure for a nighttime.
And I'm going to go to flaps 8. There we go. Flaps 8. And we can also, I don't like those starlights, but okay, 3,000. All right. Let's go ahead and switch to localizer. And we are going to go to approach. I'll bring the throttle back. Heading select. Right, we'll bring the power to idle. And we're going to go flaps 20. We're going to lower the landing gear. There we go. All right, and I'm going to disconnect the autopilot here, and I'm going to take manual control. We're going to go to flaps full. Oop, I think I just lost my iPad there.
1,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has aborted the landing. Please keep your seatbelt fastened as we will be landing shortly.
No, we're going to go ahead with the landing. All right, so it again. I like the fact that the messages from the cabin are synced with whatever is happening on the aircraft. So it noticed that we went back to Toga, and that's why it said that the captain has aborted the landing. But yeah, we need to arm our reverse thrust. There we go. All right.
500. 400. 300.
A little bit touchy on the controls. Not as bad as other aircraft.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right. And welcome to Vienna, ladies and gents. And thankfully we made it here in one piece. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Captain Canada. You were a little slow, so you didn't have a cushion. That's true, yeah. We were a little slow. Now, this is a default Vienna, so I'm not sure what to expect here.
Remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete
Right, landing lights off, taxi lights on, strobes are off. Yeah, that's the terminal there. Overall, pretty nice aircraft to fly. The handling of it is pretty good. It seems to be a little bit touchy, but it's not as bad as other aircraft that I've tried in 2024. So yeah, I've completely uninstalled 2020, guys. I'm like exclusively flying on 2024 now for Microsoft Flight Sim. But yeah, I think this aircraft, once released, I think you guys are really going to have a ball with it. And the news from Aerosoft is that you're going to get the entire bundle. So all of the 500, 700, 900, and I think 1,000, they're all going to be released in one go. So thank you very much, Captain Canada. I appreciate that. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, guys. Right, let's see. I think we can probably make a left turn on the next taxiway for the terminal. Yeah, the night lighting is not the best thing in 2024. When we were at about 10,000 feet, I think it looked good. It looked better. But once you're on the ground, it's definitely something that needs improvement. And I don't like those stars, you know, the starlights. I just don't like that. So yeah, but overall, you know, not bad for a default airport. And then the sky colors, the clouds, and all that is not bad. Not perfect. Still needs a lot of work, but not bad. But I love the night lighting inside this CRJ. It's pretty cool. All right, we can come here and click that. Right, APU door is open. And we can now start the APU. Let's go ahead and click that there. And we can bring the aircraft to a stop. I think there's some jetways there. So let's just make a turn here and bring the aircraft to a stop. There we go. Again, very lousy rendition of Vienna. This is again a default airport, so yeah, don't expect much with default airports in 2024. But at least we have something. All right. Let's bring the aircraft to a complete stop. Parking brake is set. And there we go. And we'll kill both engines. And that's off. Logo lights off. And we can now turn the... It's off. There we go. All right, the APU is now powering the aircrafts, and we're going to come here and let's go to the aircrafts. We're going to set the chocks. The ground power unit is removed. We're going to open the door, and stairs are out. And we can kill the taxi light. There we go. Yep. And there you have it. We can turn off the beacon lights as well. And the passengers now can begin deboarding. Full integration with GSX is available, and it does work very well. So no worries there at all. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Overall, the CRJ, once released, it's definitely an aircraft that I recommend for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. It is a very well-developed aircraft. The price is a very reasonable price. Again, the ask price for this aircraft. So nothing like, it's not an exaggerated ask from the guys over at Aerosoft. I want to thank you all for being here with me this evening. And I also want to extend a million thanks to both Island Sim Pilot and Captain Canada for stopping by and saying hello. Of course, my sincere thanks to the entire team over at Aerosoft for providing the Q8 Pilot channel with an early access to the CRJ aircraft version 2 to showcase on the channel. And of course, shout out to our sponsor, Navigraph charts, and of course the Q8 Pilot channel is powered by Navigraph charts. Guys, thanks very much for being here. I will be, guys, with you in a few days. We're going to be taking a look at the Piper Warrior 2 by Just Flight for X-Plane 12, followed by the 747-8 by SSG. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.